about the importance of testing in marketing. And most people think of marketing as kind of, sales with written word, and they're trying to improve business, and testing sounds boring. But if you talk to any expert marketer, you'll know that they test their marketing channels, they test their response rates, and the types of marketing that allow you to test are increasing in popularity exponentially right now, because marketers want to know where they're getting the best bang for their buck. If they're spending $1 on magazine advertising and $1 on Google AdWords advertising, and they're getting back $1.10 from magazine advertising and $1.25 from Google AdWords advertising, then they should shift and put all of their money, all else held equal, into the AdWords campaign, because they're getting back a lot more for their money, and that is why testing is important. On top of that, testing is important for other reasons, and that's part of why I wanted to create this video, to help explain why it's important. When I first got into marketing, I thought it sounded very boring and something I didn't need to listen to. So in the short 2 or 3 minutes, I'm going to explain why it's so important. First, fast decision making. Lots of business success comes from speed of implementation, being able to quickly take advantage of a business opportunity. And to do that, you need to get people interested in your business or yourself, and you need to have marketing that actually works. And if your marketing is not working, you need to know that very quickly so you can make changes, implement those changes, and get marketing that does work in place as quickly as possible. Next is that by testing, you can have objective decision making going on. For example, if you have 2 advertisements, like maybe it's 2 pay-per-click advertisements, one of them has a 8% click-through rate, one of them has a 3% click-through rate. Both have been viewed over 10,000 times, a statistically relevant number, and you can obviously see that one is performing much better than the other. What you can instantly do then is, eliminate the one that isn't working well, improve it, and have it then compete with that high-performing pay-per-click ad, and see which one objectively is doing better. Otherwise, if you had no information, you might base it on what sounds most professional, what sounds nicest, what drills home, the biggest benefit of the product. But, the people that are looking at your advertisements might actually be more likely to click on something more descriptive instead of a benefit for your market for some reason. Or they might click on something that's more, piques their curiosity instead of the biggest benefit. And you never know, so you really have to test everything to see what really works best. Next is the importance of incremental improvement. If we take that last example of a pay-per-click ad being clicked on 14% of the time versus 8%, you get rid of the 8% ad, you put up a new ad that competes against that 14% one, and you try to improve upon it. And now what you're trying to do is constantly increase your performance. So for example, your new pay-per-click ad might only get a 13% response rate when your original one had 14%. So again, you axe the weaker one, you build another one. Now eventually you're going to find one that does better than 14%. It might be 14.1%, it might be 16%. Now that is your leading ad, and you have to improve the other ad and have it compete against that new leading ad. In other words, there's many ways, no matter where you're marketing, as long as you're getting feedback, where you can constantly tweak what you're doing, tweak the headline, tweak the benefits, tweak the colors, tweak the formatting. There's dozens of different variables you can tweak to try to see what is going to increase that response rate over thousands of views. You have to be important, it's important to pay attention to the numbers when you're testing. Something has 7 views or 30 views or even a couple hundred views may not be enough to really justify a big change in your marketing strategy. So you want to make sure that it has enough exposure that you can really trust the results. And also, if something's already working very well for your business, chances are there's other areas where you can focus your time where things are not working so well. So if something's working very well, then obviously don't start over from scratch to test things. If it's working well, then go with it. Finally, the last thing I want to stress about testing and marketing, why it's so important, is trade-off costs. If you only have $3,000 a month to spend on marketing, then you want to make sure that is spent on the area where you're going to get the most back. If you spend $3,000, you want to make sure it's generating $10,000 in business for you. You don't want to spread it out and play it safe and spend $500 on 6 different marketing channels when 2 of those might be producing 80% of the profits for your company. And if you don't test, you don't know where that 80% is. So it's really important to do testing, track everything, and then figure out where you get the most bang for your buck with your marketing. And if you remember one thing from today, from this video, it's that by testing, you're really spending every single dollar in the most efficient way possible, and it's really leveraging all of your other marketing activities. Because if you waste your marketing budget on the wrong channels, then all of the other work that you put into copywriting, on positioning, on building the product could go to total waste. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to learn more about the business training and certification programs that our team offers, please visit businesstraining.com.